All right, guys. So Worn and Wound worked with Zodiac to create this guy. Well, I shouldn't say they worked with him. From what I read in the article, Worn and Wound kind of came up with this on their own, and they were slightly surprised that Zodiac was kind of game for it, like they were down for it. I'm not surprised, really. Zodiac has some pretty wild designs all on their own, and then of course they have some collabs. Who knows? Maybe one day in the future I'll work with Zodiac. I don't know. That's pretty ambitious. We'll see. Warner Wound's well established. They've been doing what they've been doing for like 10 years, and they do a phenomenal job at it. So it's not surprising that they do something wild and crazy like this. I dig it. I know there's a ton of people that aren't going to like it, but it's just so like, if you grew up in the era where this stuff, like this design and these, I mean, you guys know. Like, if you know, and if you don't, then you're probably not going to like it. And maybe you did grow up in this era, in the 80s and stuff, where these color tones and these styles and stuff like that were the thing, and maybe you're just done with it and you never liked it in the first place. But regardless, I think it's very cool. Now, would I buy one? I'll tell you right now, I was extremely close to buying one, but I was on a journey and I had to commit to it, and I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did. Thankfully, Pierce reached out to me and said, Rob, I ordered one. I can have it shipped directly to you. I know that's a huge deal when guys do that, because we're all watch guys, right? And we love getting our new watches. So when Pierce offered up to have it sent directly to me, I know what that means. So I'm trying to get this video out so I can get his watch over to him so he can enjoy it. So thank you very much, Pierce, for sending this over. So if you're not familiar with the SeaWolf, let's get into just the details of what a SeaWolf is, right? Besides the fact that it's just a killer watch. If you don't know, then hopefully you'll know after this. So here's the dimensions. 39 millimeter case, but it's 40 mil at the bezel. So the bezel overhangs a half mil on each side. So I think they call it a 40, but the case is actually a 39. The lug to lug is about 48.65. I say about, and then I throw an exact measure at you. So just over 48.5 mil for lug to lug. Non-drilled lugs here. 13.5 millimeter thick, but that's including the ever so slight boxed and double dome sapphire crystal with AR coating on the underside. 20 millimeter lug width. It's going to be a strap monster. You can put whatever you want. Most SeaWolves. This one too. You could probably get creative with this one, although I really like the strap they paired with this. So 20 mil anyway, and I wish maybe in the future Zodiac will just upsize the crown a little bit. It's a 6.5 mil. If they could figure out a way to stuff a 7 in there, but I don't know if it'll interfere with anything, because it's a little tricky to grab or something, or maybe instead of bubbling it out, it can have more, more length to the traction on it or something. I don't know. A little bit of work there, and I think that crown would be perfect. It is a screw down crown and a screw down case back. Check out that case back. So 200 meter water resist. The movement in this one, because they have a variety of movements that they'll put in some of these SeaWolves depending on what you're getting. Some of them are COSC as well. So Zodiac is owned by Fossil Group. Well, Fossil Group owns STP Movements. So this is using the STP 3-13, which is an awesome movement. Very similar to like a 2824, but it has a swan neck regulator. Go search up some of the Fossil movements, the STP 3-13. If you search that up, you'll see you'll find some good pictures of it. Swan neck regulator is like very, you can do tighter regulation with it. It's just easier for the watchmaker to get it dialed in. So, it looks really cool. All right. Now that we have most of that stuff out of the way, let's zoom in and check out how crazy this is. So the main dial there is like a dark gray, and it has that grid pattern on there to kind of simulate like the old ripstop material. Very 80s, right? Well, actually ripstop's still pretty current now even. And then you have that almost like a sunflower yellow on the outside there. That kind of lays in there, and it just kind of makes the dial seem like it's popping out a little bit until you twist it and you see that it's actually almost in the same plane. And then those indices that are applied when the light catches them, those are like metallic and they're anodized. They said like an anodized orange color, but it's almost like a blood orange. It's really cool. And then of course you have that handset. You have almost like a mustard yellow. It's similar. I guess it's very similar. Well, from that angle looks dead on to the chapter. So we're going to call that one a sunflower one too. The second hand, the minute hand is a nice orange with a slight touch of pastel. Of course, the hour hand is easily a pastel powder blue. And then you have a mint date wheel. Do you see that down there? And that mint actually matches the color on the pointer finger, guys. Sorry, I mean to freak you out. The date wheel. I need to move that out of the way. We got to move that, guys, because you can't see the date very good. Let's move that out of the way a little bit. So, see what I mean? That crown is just a little tricky to maneuver. It's not too bad, but it's a little tricky for me anyway. So that matches that, and then of course those colors match those colors. So they all do kind of tie together, but there's a lot of colors going on. You typically don't see that on a watch. Nice applied logo up top there, and of course the nice printing there, Zodiac, and I love the font of the Super SeaWolf, nice cursive there. Automatic 200 meter, Swiss made down at the bottom. Of course it is a Swiss made watch. And then you can see you have a pip triangle up there, all encapsulated into that bezel insert. I'm not really sure what that bezel insert material is. I don't know if it's a resin. I don't know if it's sapphire. I'm not about to test it. I don't know if you can hear the... Yeah, you can hear the rotor a little bit. It's not like a Miota or anything like that. You can just kind of hear the bearing or something. It's not bad. And the case shape, if you've ever handled like a Zin 104, it's very, very familiar to that, I think. And then if you look at the strap, of course you got the nice stitching, nice mint, and then of course you have the Super SeaWolf on that. Look at that pretty cool buckle. And it's all Velcro. It just loops around and then loops around. Look at the case back here. Custom case back, worn and wound edition. This is crazy limited. Look at 144, and you can see they did them to save money probably. They did all the cases backs, and then they laser engraved them what number it is. I'm fine with that. At least they did it. They could have just said one of 182 like a lot of German watches do, but this is actually number 144 of 182. That's how you do a limited edition. G-Shock and all those other guys. Tell us how many, first of all, and then what number we are of those many. We're all going to appreciate it. I think everybody could sound off and agree with me on that. So the strap is actually very easy to use, and it's pretty comfortable. I didn't really wear it because it isn't my watch, but I did put it on, and I will put it on for you right now so you can see what it looks like on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. So yeah, it just loops through there, and then you just kind of snug it up and Velcro it down however you need it to be. So I got it on probably a little tight. Super easy to use, super comfortable. You know, this might catch on things, but how often do you really, like, I don't know. I don't think it's going to catch on stuff too much. And even if it does, there's quite a bit of Velcro grab in there. You're going to know that it's falling off, but what a fun watch. Plus that strap will break in and stuff. I dig it. I dig it. I really like it. So the price tag, $1,095. They sold out pretty quick, guys. So what are they going to do in the future? I think they're going to at least hold value for a while, potentially go up, because they're not going to make any more of them. 120 click bezel, I think I mentioned that, but I didn't rotate it. Nice firm bezel action. No play, it just settles back into position. I don't consider that play, guys. That's just locking it into position. Let's kill the lights, check the loom, and then we got to shut this thing off. I got to get this boxed up and get it shipped out to Pierce. Okay, this is my first time looking at the loom, and the green loom on the indices looks good. I was not expecting that orange loom on the hour, minute, seconds, and the pip. It's not as visible. I think for what kind of loom it is and what color it is, that's about as good as you're going to get for that. But I was not expecting that. That's also kind of fun. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next vid.